Welcome back to another episode of The Good Pirate. So Toby and I have ended up at Lizard Island, a tropical paradise. Now we've been exploring the Coral Sea for the last month or so, and our rations are starting to get pretty low, and we know there's a coconut beach just on the other side of this island, so we decided to make our way over there and have a bit of a coconut feast.
Alright, we've just arrived at Coconut Beach and the coconuts are in plenty. So, something to think about when you're in a place that's surrounded by heaps of coconut trees is that coconut deaths are common. So what you should do is always be looking up at the coconut trees, making sure you never sort of directly underneath unless you're trying to get those coconuts, of course. Something that you should also do if you're ever walking around places like this, make a fist, put it on top of your head. That way if a coconut's gonna fall, it's gonna break your hand instead of your skull. So a little bit of advice from the good pirate. And I am mad craving coconut too, so I'm gonna get as many as I can and have a bit of a coconut feast, if I say so myself. Got ourselves some beautiful looking coconuts. We literally just found these ones on the ground, so we're gonna open them up and see if they're any good. Alright, so there's some perfect looking coconuts right at this tree, but instead of climbing the tree, I'm gonna do the lazy thing and throw another coconut at them until they fall. It's not working. Alright, it looks like I might have to climb a tree.
Alright monkey man, it's time to get yourself up that tree so you can get yourself and your crew some tasty coconuts. Alright, we managed to get ourselves a lovely bunch of coconuts, and coconuts are one of my favourite fruits, so I was pretty happy with the little bundle we got here. Now, a lot of people eat the coconut flesh inside when it's nice and hard, but I actually like it when it's a little bit softer, so write in the comments how you prefer to eat your coconut. Alright, before we started making our way back to Cairns, we had one more thing to defeat, and that was the Cook's Look hike on Lizard Island. Now, the reason it's called Cook's Look is because in the 1770s, Captain James Cook himself actually climbed up this mountain to find his way out of the Great Barrier Reef so he could get out of the reef and into open waters. So it was pretty cool to be tracking down the same track he did so long ago. Now after the hike we sure did work up an appetite, so we went back for some barbecue steaks before making our way ashore for the last sunset on Lizard Island. Alright, the next morning we were feeling a little bit sore but still pretty refreshed. We were ready to go.
Left Lizard Island and now for the very long and slow and enjoyable sail back to Cairns.
Now this is when things got interesting. We made our way to Cooktown, and when we were walking on the beach we discovered a little something.
Oh yes! Yeah. We just found a letter in a bottle.
That's the real deal. It's new.
Yeah, I reckon it's new.
So wait till we go to the boat or go now?
Goods. Go in. Super. Oh, that sound that it came out. We took as if there was money in there. Yeah. It'd be nice if there's some gold treasure. You know when you open up this like card from like your grandparents. You check everything and it's just funny. Oh, it's a big message. Oh, this is nice. Try and be a girl.
So this letter in a bottle was literally thrown in the water yesterday. So they threw it in the water yesterday, we walked the beach today, and we found that letter in the bottle. We're actually hoping that the boat is still in Cooktown, so we're gonna have a little look and then see if we can give them back their letter in a bottle.
Literally yesterday.
Yesterday. So stay tuned for that. We thought we could find the boat amongst all these fishing charter boats, but it looks like, what was the name of the boat again? Has left the premises. So if we see them out in the water, we'll be sure to give them their rubbish back.
They're rubbish. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
I feel like it has to be at least in the water for 5 years before it becomes treasure.
Yeah.
You know, a day it's considered rubbish.
Treasure to them though.
Treasure to them.
So after that little bit of excitement, it was time to make our way back to the boat, start making our way to Cairns, where we caught ourselves a beautiful barracuda, which is not what we want, so we released it back in the water, and then we actually arrived back in Cairns late that afternoon. It's always sad when the end of a trip comes to, well, the end of the trip, but this is only the beginning for me because I have some big things coming.
Ahoy, me hearties. So today, we're putting holes in my boat. Okay, let me explain. So, see this seat right here? I want to turn this into a big open drawer where I can put all my spear guns and fishing gear and just outside equipment. What it currently is at the moment is a big inside bedroom storage section which never gets used. So, I figured it would be a lot more useful if it was an outside one instead of an inside one. I don't really want to cut into all this stuff, but I feel like it's going to benefit the boat so much more if it's an outside one. I'll show you what it looks like from the inside. This is the storage section over here. As you can see, it's actually quite large. And it's also a useless storage section in here because I got all these in and I got heaps of drawers and stuff down here. So I'm never using this section, and it's the same on the other side. So I've already cut myself some foam up, so I'm going to glue that like there. But first I've got to cut the outside because once this is glued there, I can't access it anymore. So there's a bit of cutting, bit of work, and a whole lot of fun. Maybe, hopefully everything goes well. Fingers crossed. All right, everything has been marked down and we are all ready for the cutting. Alright, everything has been cut. I regret wearing a singlet because I'm covered in fiberglass and it's itchy. But anyway, let's take it off. Bingo. Now, for a lot of fiberglassing and a lot of filling and a lot of everything. Alright, well, no time like the present. Let's get into it.
Alright, this was going to be no small task. Baden, the boat renovator, was in full working mode.
Now that's a tight fit. Now that the foam was all put in place, it was time to fill in all the gaps and start laying on the fiberglass. I'm going to be putting 3 layers of fiberglass on it with a bit of peel ply over the top just to make sure it's got a nice easy finish at the end of it, and I don't have to do too much sanding. And of course, with everything I'm doing on the inside, I'm also doing on the outside. Now, I'm a big fan of peel ply, 1 because it's satisfying to take off, but 2, the main reason, it gives it a really nice finish on top of the fiberglass once you're all done. And because I had to rip the carpet off the wall to fiberglass the wall up, I decided I was going to rip all the carpet out of the bedroom because I am not a fan of carpet on the walls and roof in a boat. Alright, now it's time to do the job that probably took the longest and was the most painful to do, and that's to rip off all the old adhesive on the walls that the carpet used to stick to. So what I had to do was put on some paste of some adhesive removal and then go at it with a grinder and a wire brush to rip it all off, and this took a really, really long time. Alright, so after what felt like 30 years later, it was finally time to start putting some epoxy filler on so I could fill in all those little pinhole gaps on the wall. Okay, after that somewhat satisfying job, you guessed it, it was time to start sanding again, which felt like another 30 years.
Painting. We're going to put the primer on.
Alright, things were finally starting to come together and the room was starting to take place and it was starting to look pretty good, so I was pretty happy with how things were turning out. But then I decided to do some revarnishing on the wood as well because the boat needed some love, and I figured since I already had the tools everywhere, I might as well just get stuck into it. So things were starting to come together, which was really cool. At this point, I was really over boat jobs and was in dire need of a distraction, and that's when I got a notification from the shipping company saying my package has arrived. Right, me and Kita are on our way to go pick up my new Highfield dinghy. I've been wanting a Highfield for forever, and I've finally got one, and yeah, we're gonna go make our way there now and open it all up. I'm excited. Check out this dinghy, eh? Now, I know what you're thinking. Is she looking like a little snack all wrapped up like this? Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take her back to the boat and unwrap her. First thing I gotta do is figure out how to put her on this. Don't roll, don't roll, don't roll. Yep, that was somewhat successful. Oh God, everything's just breaking here. I'm not gonna lie, I've been dying for a new dinghy for all my damn life, and Highfield is hooking me up. Nice, so straps are nice and tight. Let's take her back to the boat. Ooh. Oh, that cuts so smoothly. I'm sure there's a way of opening this and I'm just not doing it, but we're getting it there. Slow and steady. All right, I gotta be really careful not to puncture any of the actual dinghy with this knife because it's very sharp. My bad, my camera overheated and stopped turning on, so you guys didn't see the rest of the pump up, but I got everything pumped up and all ready to go and get ready for the ultimate reveal of the ultimate dinghy. This is the Highfield Ultralight 340 Hyperlong dinghy. In other words, the ocean dinghy beast. Very special thank you to Highfield for sending me this dinghy. I have never owned such a good dinghy before, and this thing is going to take me places, and I cannot wait to take her out in the water. All right, so this brings me to my next problem. I have to launch the dinghy into the water, but I have all this sharp rock everywhere. So my plan here is to put a bunch of cardboard down, hopefully not scratch the bottom of my dinghy, because no one wants to get that first scratch when you first buy your nice shiny product. Now the issue is for me not to slip as well. Easy. There we go. There we go. Gonna lie, that actually went a lot smoother than I thought it would have, but I forgot a rope. Attacking my head. This is definitely not the easiest job in the world. I think we're on. I think we're on. We're on. Okay. All right, we're almost ready to go. I just got to connect up the fuel tank, and so far she's looking good. So
So another cool thing I just found is that you can actually run your fuel line down the side using these little straps. See? Boom, boom, boom. Then you can pump it there. Take the dinghy for the first spin. Woo. Okay, yes. Yes is the answer to I like the dinghy. We flew along. I've only got a 9.9 on this engine, and this dinghy is rated up to 20 horsepower, and we got onto a plane basically straight away. I'm just gonna take Keita for a quick run on the beach, and then I cannot wait to get back on the dinghy and scoot back to the boat. So my next job is replacing this saltwater pump. I've already taken off these two little valves off it. So this is what the old one looks like, right? Pretty banged up. And this is the new one. Dramatically different looking. Now the reason I'm replacing it is because this one has a bit of corrosion that happened in here, and water is still dripping through these little seals, and I can't seem to stop dripping. So gonna be replacing it with a nice shiny new one. Solid gold, this thing. Definitely not brass, solid gold.
Alright, luckily for me, this job pieced together very nicely. I wish I could say the same for this engine. This engine's given me nightmares ever since I bought the boat, but that doesn't matter. We're gonna go on to our next job, which is replacing the exhaust pipe. For some reason, it was built here with PVC pipe, and when the engine overheated, it basically melted it. So I'm gonna be replacing it with an actual marine exhaust pipe. So after a ridiculous amount of boat jobs being done, I finally feel like the boat is ready to go back out in the sea. I'm pretty proud of everything that's been done, so let me take you through some of the big jobs we've done. First thing I'm gonna do is start with out here. So this is the back deck area, and this is my new outdoor cupboards. As you can see, this is a massive big outside drawer. As you remember, this used to go all the way into the other side of the room, and now it's all outside. It all goes out into the water with a little drain hole down there. I'm gonna put my spearfishing and dive gear all in there. So I'm really proud of that. That's gonna look really, really good. All right, so now let's take you inside where all the magic happens. And for something a little bit cool, check out this. Boom. LED strip all the way along. So when you want to party, put them on flash. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, so that's really sick. I was happy with that. That's just kind of like a little novice thing, little thing to put on the boat. They're all 12 volts, so they drain like bugger all power. I forgot how much it was, but it wasn't very much. Okay, so let's take you to the rest of the boat. We got new varnish on all the wood, so that's all looking way better. Now, I'm going to show you the job that took the longest on the boat, and it was the carpet inside the rooms. Boom. Look at all of that. This all used to be carpet, and I used to get heaps of dust, and I had like a little bit of mold on it, and would just run my hay fever insane. I'm really stoked that both of the rooms now have all paint in here, no more carpet, so that is awesome. Also, another really, really big job that happened was the gearbox in the engine. We end up pulling that all apart and just end up replacing the entire gearbox. So I now have a working engine, which is awesome, because I don't know if you guys remember, but I've had issues with the engine basically the entire time since buying the boat. So the boat is in pretty good working order at the moment, and I'm really happy with how it's all turning out. Honestly, it's just coming together really nicely, and I can't wait to get back on the water. So next week, I'm planning on going out to the reef. I've got my friend Lucy coming along with me, and she's also gonna bring her puppy, so that's gonna be very, very exciting. And I figured I'm gonna get into some treasure hunting. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be awesome. And of course, I'm really stoked with the dinghy. Just look at that. Luckily, it does not sink the back of the boat. I thought it was. The dinghy is slightly heavier than my old one, so I was a little concerned that the back of the boat was going to dip down a little bit. But there is plenty of distance between the water lines, so I'm really happy with how that ends up looking. I mean, I can't wait to take this out in the water. Can't wait to get back out in the water. I've been land bound for about a month now, so it's definitely time to get out in the water. So the plan is next week I'm going to be heading out to the reef. My mate Lucy's going to be coming along with me, and it's going to be a fun time. I can't wait to get out. So if you guys are enjoying the episode, please leave a like and subscribe. Helps me grow my channel, and then I'll see you guys for the next episode.